Hey guys, I'm not exactly sure how long it's been. I have been slacking updating you when I say like right after appointments. That's my plan. I'm trying my best to, but I just got a lot going on right now. We're still going through adoption process. It's just taking a little longer, partly because of COVID. Another part is due to court dates with the birth mom, and there's been some issues with the birth mom, and so that's slowed things down a little bit. And also, the little girl we're adopting, she's been through a lot and abused in just about every way. So she is getting treatment in a hospital to kind of teach her how to be a kid and handle certain situations and some things that she still has to overcome. So they started her into another 6-month program. So it looks like we're not going to be getting her until maybe around March. That's just our predictions. That's kind of what that's around the 6-month mark. It's like the end of February, sometime in March. But by the time that hits, it could be a different scenario. Who knows? There's a lot of different things that comes along with adoption. But this whole thing's taking a year process just to even get her. But there's still some things that we're finishing out. We're pretty much done with the home study. We just have to deal with right now finishing some stuff up with the social worker. So that he can close our home study out. He's behind on that. He was supposed to do it last month, but things keep getting pushed back. So, I mean, that's totally okay, but and now we're starting to get into like crunch time before the baby comes, so we're trying to focus on the baby and at the same time trying to take care of this adoption stuff. So it's been very hard trying to update you guys and keep other people updated as well. I know a lot of friends and family has been very confused because sometimes I give partial information because I can't remember who I've told and who I haven't told, and there's just so much. And sometimes they're like, "Oh, well, we haven't heard that," or I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad." But there's just a lot going on. So back to baby. That's pretty much it for the adoption stuff right now. Nothing's really going forward at the moment besides closing our home study, and then it's just a waiting game for her to get better in the facility she's in. And it's kind of good in a way. I mean, yes, we want her with us as soon as possible, but it's kind of good because it's not going to be until after the baby's born when we get her. And so I don't have to worry about who's going to take care of her, where she's going to go, and all that stuff, like when I go to the hospital or if I have an emergency or have to go in the hospital and stay in the hospital for a while because I had complications in my last pregnancy. So just different things I don't really have to worry about. So it kind of makes it a lot better for that and for her, because I don't want her to be like, she's going to be confused and scared coming into our house anyways. And if she comes into our house and all of a sudden we have to pawn her off on somebody else while I'm in the hospital, it's going to be more confusion, and she's like with a different stranger, and it's just, I think it's a lot better for her also, with us not getting her until like around March. Baby should be here in January. Okay, back to baby. I'm everywhere today. Back to baby though. I had my anatomy scan. Everything went great. She was confirmed again, a girl. And she's doing fantastic. They got pretty much all the pictures they needed. There's a couple that they didn't, which is normal. But like with Ember, my last pregnancy, full pregnancy, she I went for the anatomy scan, and I could only get, like, we can only do like half the pictures. Then I had to make an appointment for a second anatomy scan. Fortunately, I didn't make it to that and ended up developing severe preeclampsia. Went to the hospital and had her at 24 weeks. So I don't have to worry about that this time. We don't have to take a second anatomy scan. Got everything we needed. Baby's doing great. Everything looked great. The placenta looked great. Umbilical cord looked great. Everything on the baby looked fantastic. There was nothing, no like hematomas or anything like that like I had with Ember's pregnancy, and everything is looking fantastic. Again, I think I've mentioned it before. I really deep down think that the subchronic hematoma that I had with Ember, I really think that brought on the preeclampsia, or was like part of it. And I haven't had any hematomas or any infections or anything in this pregnancy. And I think that that's really helped in this pregnancy. And it really makes me also believe still that hematoma really was part of the preeclampsia I had with Ember. I am at 23 weeks and 2 days today, and I'm doing fantastic. My blood pressure has been fantastic. It's been under 120s over 80s. It's been more around between like 111 and 117, over like 60 something to 73, 75. So it's been fantastic. Just depends on, the day, the time of the day, and I think how active I am, and seems to be like the more active I am, is when it's lower, which is great. I try to be as active as I can, but this pregnancy I'm super duper tired. I can get things, like I get things done, I will clean or whatever, and I might be up cleaning for 30-40 minutes, and I'm just wiped out. I gotta sit down and relax for a little while. I go to the grocery store and then clean or put the groceries away, and I gotta take a nap. Like, it's really, really bad. Just getting more tired. I think the bigger I'm getting. For one, I'm a lot bigger than what I was with Ember. Like, my belly's a lot bigger. I haven't gained more weight than I did with Ember. Ember was born 24 weeks, and I gained almost 44 pounds. And with this pregnancy, I've gained about 14 pounds, and I'm at 23 weeks and 2 days. So I think that's really, really good for the weight gain and everything. It's just my belly has really poked out a lot more than what it was with Ember. And this baby itself, that's another thing, is that was about 2 weeks ago, close to 2 weeks ago. She was measuring 15 ounces, and Ember was 1.06 ounces when she was born. And while she was in the NICU, she went down to 13 ounces at one point. So right there told me, this baby is about the size of what Ember was. And so that was really exciting. So I have a feeling that this baby is bigger now than what Ember was. So that's really exciting. She's getting stronger and stronger, and I'm starting to feel her kick stronger and stronger. And she has made me jump like 2 feet in the air because she's kicked me in a certain spot, and it just like took me off guard and also hurt at the same time. And I'm like, what? She's done that a couple of times. She's definitely getting stronger. She feels heavier, if that makes sense. She definitely feels heavier and stronger. So that's really exciting. It makes me feel so much better. I'm starting to hit the milestones, getting to 23 weeks without being admitted to the hospital. I was admitted to the hospital with Ember at 23 weeks. She was born at 24 weeks and 1 day. And so I passed the 23 week mark. Everything's doing great so far. And 24 week is coming up. on Friday, and Thursday is actually Ember's first birthday. So it's going to be a little bit of a hard day. It's a hard week and a hard month for me. And being pregnant on top of it, and having like this pregnancy timeline is 3 days off from what Ember's was last year. And her birthday is Thursday. So Aaron's taking off work, and I have a doctor's appointment for this pregnancy on that day. And we are going to decorate Ember's grave for her birthday and do something a little personal for us, just to help us out a little bit. And but it's going to be a hard day for both of us, so we're just going to take that day and it be Ember's day, and hopefully all's good with the my appointment on Thursday. My appointment is just like a regular prenatal checkup with my OB. We're going to discuss me getting my tubes tied, because I've had this is my 9th pregnancy, 10th baby. One of my pregnancies I was twins, and I miscarried. I have miscarried a total of 8 babies, and then had one premature birth at 24 weeks, and she passed away 2 weeks later. So it's very stressful and nerve-wracking for us at this time. And in the same time, I am in the full-blown nesting mode. I'm ready to start getting things done, getting things organized. We're getting ready to move the furniture around in the living room, because our couch is like all sitting on the registers for, when we have to run the heat. And we're pretty much almost to where we have to turn on the heat. It's getting pretty chilly outside. And I've been getting my bedroom organized. The baby's going to be in the bedroom with us until we move. We're planning on moving. It's sometime in the spring or early summer. And so I don't have a room for the baby right now, because the nursery that I had for Ember, we've turned into a bedroom for the little girl we're adopting. So I have started buying some stuff for the baby. I was afraid to do that because we had everything for Ember last year, and then we lost her. And I got rid of everything out of sadness and anger, and knowing that I'm not planning on having any more kids. And I was planning on getting my tubes tied, went on birth control, while we were trying to convince my doctor to tie my tubes. And it's hard to convince a doctor to tie your tubes when you don't have a living child. And so I went on birth control while I was trying to convince my doctor. And ta-da, lo and behold, here comes this baby. So this baby is obviously meant to be. God has a different plan for us than what we thought. And which we are very thankful for. But we're still nervous, because we're in that time frame of it just being very scary for us. But once I get to November 3rd, I'll have a high-risk doctor appointment, the fetal maternal medicine, and I'll have another ultrasound, a growth ultrasound, to see how much the baby weighs and how she's growing, how everything's going. And they're also going to monitor my blood pressure. They're going to start monitoring my blood pressure, and then checking some other things to make sure there's no complications that comes up soon. So that will start, those checks will start November 3rd, and then I'll have one, and that'll be just one time that month. And then in December I'll have two times a month, and they'll go weekly. So until the baby's born. And it's looking like middle to the end of January for the baby to be born, but we're not exactly sure like what date or anything yet until we get to, I think they said when I have an appointment on December 29th, and I think they said that they will schedule my C-section around that date, like not for that date, but like when I go or when I go to my OB's office that month. So, anyways, it'll be scheduled in December for January. So we'll know then kind of when, but we're not announcing when the date for the C-section is. We decided to keep that a surprise from everybody, not even tell my mom. So we decided to keep that a secret because we haven't really had that element of surprise in this pregnancy at all. We haven't been able to do a gender reveal. Like with everything going on, we decided to do a baby shower after the baby's born instead of before the baby's born. So there hasn't really been that element of surprise and excitement for other people. And so I thought it would be kind of exciting to be able to, like, people might know that we're going into the hospital. My husband, he works with his brother and brother-in-law, and so they'll know when he takes off work, but they won't know what time or day that we'll have the baby. So it's exciting to have the element of surprise, and planning on going into the hospital and having the baby. Hopefully everything goes well, and obviously if it doesn't, we're going to let people know. But if it goes as planned, we're planning on having the baby, having at that time just us, and getting relaxed because I have to have a C-section, and getting relaxed into my room, and then you have to wait a little while before you go to the bathroom for the first time, and that sort of thing. Getting past that, make sure the baby gets fed, gets comfy and all that stuff, and then we will take a picture of the baby and send it to all of our family, and just surprise them, like, surprise, guess what? And so I think that would be a great surprise for everybody, because they won't know when she'll be coming. And so I think that would be a great element of surprise, to be able to surprise everybody. They can open up their phones and be like, oh my gosh, she's here. Like, I think that will be really awesome, because we can't have visitors at the hospital, so it's no point of telling people when we're going to have the baby, because they can't come to the hospital. So I thought that would be really cool to be able to do something like that. So we're going to do that, and then have a baby shower after the baby's born. It sounds like we're going to be having like second week of February. So it'll give me a few weeks to heal, or at least a couple weeks to heal, or whatever, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I don't know exactly when I'm having my C-section. So it'll give me some time to heal, and I'm going to keep the baby here with Aaron, my husband, while the baby, or while I have the baby shower. I don't want to expose the baby to, like COVID or anything like that right now with everything going on. So we're going to keep the baby home. I am planning on obviously bringing the baby out and about, after, I feel like I'm pretty much healed, where I can like lift the car seat by myself and be able to do things. And then I'm guessing 3 to 4 weeks after I come home from the hospital, I probably will start going back to church with the baby, and that sort of thing. So just see how it goes, kind of play it by ear. But I don't want to keep the baby in a bubble. But right now I'm keeping myself in a bubble, just because of my high-risk pregnancy, and I don't want to get sick and have more complications or something happen, because pregnancy just, my body's like against pregnancy for some reason. So I'm just trying to keep extra, safe, and trying to stay away from a lot of people. I just mainly go to the store, get the things I have to have, and go to the doctor's offices, and that's pretty much it. So I just want to give you guys a quick update. I'm running out of time. So I want to give you a quick update, and I'll give you updates. I don't know if I'll give you an update from my appointment this coming week, because it's just going to be like hearing the heartbeat, measuring my belly. But I will give you an update, especially after the 23rd. Let you know how everything's going. And for each milestone I hit, I want to also give you an update for that. So I'll see you guys. Bye.